So what we're going to look at here is plotting and finding coordinates. So we have a coordinate point which we call x and y, and basically that is its position on the graph, where if I go across on the x-axis, it's a point. So if I go 6 on the x-axis, I'll write that as 6, comma, and if I had a y value of 7, I'd go up to 7 here, and then it's 6, 7. That's what we mean by coordinate point. I'll go into a bit more detail on that in a moment. But basically the idea is we have positive x values, negative x values, positive y, negative y. So let's go. This is called first quadrant, and it's x, y. Second quadrant, and that's going to be negative x, y. And third quadrant, and that's going to be negative x, negative y, because our values are negative in that quadrant there. And then I've got the fourth quadrant, and that's going to be x, negative y. Okay, that's because x is positive on this side, y is positive there, x is negative, y is negative. Okay, so let's get rid of those for now. So you see here, find the coordinates of a point on a graph. You locate the point, you follow it to the x-axis, record the point, and then follow it to the y-axis and record the point. So it's similar to what I did before. Okay, if I've got, but it's in sort of reverse. So I'm going to go to over here, and I'm going to pick out a point. I'm going to pick out where the x is. So I want to find the, that shouldn't be as an x. I meant to have that as a sort of a cross there. I want to find what my coordinates are. So it's in that form there. It's in the first quadrant, so it's going to be, both numbers are going to be positive. But what I'm going to do is, it's on this line here. So my x is going to be 7, and my y is going to be 9. All right. The little block that I've drawn there. So that's the first quadrant. So this would be second quadrant. And if I track down, that's where you can just do lines like that. You can see that my x is going to be negative 5 and a y of positive 5 goes there. If I go into the next one, it's the third quadrant. So this is, remember, this is the third quadrant here. If I go down there and across here, I can just track it across. So it's going to be negative 7 and negative 4. So let's write that negative 7 in the x, because remember that's that one there, and negative 4 here. And this one here, if we do that, that should have been, sorry, that should have been the little dot here. And the fourth quadrant will be, and it's going to be a positive and a negative number. So positive for x, so it's going to be positive 2, so that's that one there, and negative 2. I actually didn't plan that. Just happened to be like that when I draw the dots on there. So that's how you would actually, if you've got dots plotted on there, how you would plot them. Okay, so let's get rid of that for now, and I'm going to do one quick one. So I'm going to okay. So what we want to do now is I'm actually going to give a number. I'm going to give some numbers. I'm going to go -3 and 8. And I'm going to go -6 and -3. And maybe one more. I'm going to go 4, -5. Okay. So if I think about what I saw before in terms of quadrant, that would be second quadrant, that would be third, and that would be fourth quadrant, just to keep that in mind. All right, so we're going to be very quick because I want to, let's go green here. So -3, 8. So -3 on the x. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to go up to 8. So I'm basically going to rule it up. You'd probably use a ruler for this, and I'm going to go that because that mats up there. So if I rule out, get rid of those two lines, that's where that corresponds to that one there. Let's go to purple, -6 and -3. So I'm going to go across -6 on the x. Okay, and -3 down on the y. So that means I'm going to go across here So that matches there. So those are my two spots. Okay, so we've done that one there. And our last one here, 4, I'm going to cross 4 and down -5. So down -5 right there. So that matches up to there. And so I'd put a spot there so I can get rid of those two. And that's how I've now plotted some coordinates. I found them before, now I'm plotting them. And that's how you would do that.